Hello everybody! The purpose of our video today is just to help you through the EOC moments or to allow you a tool to check your work when you're finished if you would like. So I'm going to work through each of these for you and you can use this video as you see fit. So if we look at the first one, it says that a baker determined the annual profit in dollars from selling pies using P of n equals 52n minus 0.05n squared, where n is the number of pies sold. What is the annual profit if the baker sells 400 pies? So this is your basic function where I'm going to simply input the given value for n. Okay, so I'm told in the problem that n is 400 pies. So I'm looking for the p of 400. So that means every place I see an n, I'm going to insert 400. So 52 times 400 is going to be 20,800. And then the thing over here is I need to do order of operations. So I'm going to do the exponent first before I do multiplication. So 400 squared is 160,000. Then I times that by the 0.05 and I get 8,000 as an answer. So the P of 400, or the profit for 400 pies, is going to be $12,800. All right. So number 2 says, to solve the following polynomial equation, 10 plus 7r minus r squared plus a negative 6r squared minus 18 plus 5r. So the first thing that I want to do anytime I have polynomials is I always want to write them in standard form. All right, so if I look at both of these, neither of them are in standard form. So I'm going to rewrite this one first as the negative r squared plus 7r plus 10. The negative 6r squared plus 5r minus 18. All right, so now they are both in standard form. All right, so negative r squared plus a negative 6r squared would be a negative 7r squared. So 7r plus 5r is going to be 12r. And then 10 plus a negative 18 or 10 minus 18, either way, gives you a negative 8. So that is the solution to that polynomial equation. Okay. Now the next one says, what is the solution to the following equation? So you've got the negative 6m plus 8 equals 4 times 17 minus m. All right, so this is just your standard multi-step equation where you need to distribute the negative. So anytime a negative is outside a set of parentheses, like this one is, I treat that as a negative 1. Okay, so that's going to become a negative 6m minus 8 equals 68 minus 4m. Okay, now I need to combine my variables or isolate my variable to one side of the equation. So they're both negative, so it really doesn't matter how I do this because it's going to still work out either way. So I'm just going to move it to the left side by adding 4m to both sides. So I have negative 2m because negative 6 plus 4m is negative 2m minus 8 equals 68. Then I'm going to add 8 to both sides. So I get negative 2m equals 68 plus 8, which is going to be 76. Then I divide both sides by the negative 2, and m is going to equal a negative 38. All right, so now for the next drawing, didn't want to do that. All right, the next one is going to be, what is the equation in slope-intercept form of the line that passes through the point 50 and is parallel to the line represented by y equals 1.2x plus 38? All right, so here's what we do. Is my slope, since this line is parallel lines have the same slope. So the slope is for the new line is going to be 1.2. And it's passing through the point 50. Okay? x1, y1. So I use my point slope form of the linear function to solve this. All right? So I simply take y1, which is going to be y minus 0, equals, so the slope is 1.2, so that's going to be 1.2 times x, and then minus, so my x1 is a 5. All right? So now my next step is to distribute that 1.2. So that's going to become 1.2x minus 6. All right. So y minus 0 is y. So y equals 1.2x minus 6. And that would be the equation of the line. All right. So for number 5, okay, number 5 says, using the TI-84 graphing calculator, solve the following question. Okay. It says a company collected data for the number of text messages sent and received using a text message application since October 2011. The table shows the number of text messages sent and received in billions over time. The data can be modeled by a quadratic function. All right, so that tells me this is a quadratic function. So the first thing I'm going to do with my calculator is do the memory clear procedure. So plus, and then type the 712, and my RAM is cleared. All right, so in order to find the equation for this quadratic, we're going to go to Stat, Edit, and we're going to enter list 1 and list 2 using our table. So 5, 10... All right, so there's my table in list 1 and list 2. List 1 is your x values. List 2 is your y values. All right, so my next step, and again, you have all these steps on the PDF I provided you a few days ago, would be to press the Stat button again, and then this time we're going to arrow over to Calc. Then I can arrow down or press the number 5 to Quadratic Regression, which tells the calculator that I'm doing a quadratic. And now I press enter. And there's my equation. All right, so to find the correct answer, you're going to have to do a little bit of rounding on your b value, it looks like. But as you look at it, you could see the correct answer is going to be B. Okay, so I hope this has been helpful to you. If you needed it, please upload a copy of your work to Canvas. And this is all for this week. I will see you on Monday. Have a great weekend.